live. Hello, hello. Good day, everyone. All right, so as you're looking at the slide right now, as you look at the topic, we are talking about Obama or Trump. Which one is the prophesied Antichrist, right? So, if anyone really analyzed the book of Revelation, it talks about the Antichrist, and the Antichrist will come in the form of a world leader, right? This has been heavily debated even amongst Christians. I've had Christians come to me and they give their 2 cents, their opinion on the matter, right? But without sounding biased about anything, I want to give a biblical opinion on which of these men is the Antichrist, right? Without saying giving throwing sides or throwing shades at anyone. I've had Christians come to me and say, "Oh, Trump is the man of perdition." Christians come to me and say, "No, in fact, Obama is the man of perdition." But we don't work on opinions. We don't work on how we feel about somebody. We work based on the word of God. So, what is an antichrist? So, by definition, an antichrist is someone who has a Christ-like appearance or personality, but inside he is diabolical in nature. So the fact is, the antichrist must look like Christ. He must have an appearance like Christ, where most people say that yes, this man must be a Christian. So deducing the personality of the Antichrist is that he has a Christ-like demeanor. He oftentimes, carry himself like a Christian. That would be the definition of the Antichrist. But inside, he's a devil. Inside, he is rather evil. And just a little biblical connotations about this. What does the Bible say about the Antichrist? 1 John 2 verse 22 says, "He will be a liar who denies Jesus Christ." So this man will come out and say, "You know what? I don't believe Jesus. I'm going to denounce the Christian faith." That would be one of the premises to say that somebody is the Antichrist. And we saw Daniel 7 verse 25 says, "He shall speak word against the Most High, and he will change God's law." If you look, I identify these very important connotations. It says he's a liar and he will change God's law. So the fact is, to identify the Antichrist, we know that this man lies a lot and he has an issue with God's law. So I took a few video clips of both parties, matter of fact. And so I was trying not to just get anything word of mouth or not have any solid evidence, because I let you decide without me trying to interfere and project anybody's opinion. Daniel 7 verse 25 says, "He shall speak word against the Most High." I will let you judge for yourself. I'm just going to fast forward the clip at one point where they're expressing what they believe. So let me try first with Mr. Obama.
Remember that during the Crusades, the Inquisition, people committed terrible deeds in the name of Christ.
Let me repeat that for you.
The Inquisition, people committed terrible deeds in the name of Christ. In our home country, slavery, Jim Crow, all too often was justified in the name of Christ.
Let me play another clip for you.
President Obama's highly anticipated
Call of the Azan at the break of dawn, and in Indonesia, and heard the call of the Azan at the break of dawn, and at the fall of dusk.
He said it's time for critics of the Muslim world to shed their misperceptions.
Islamic culture has given us majestic arches and soaring spires, timeless poetry and cherished music, elegant calligraphy, and places of peaceful contemplation. And throughout history, Islam has demonstrated through words and deeds the possibilities of religious tolerance and racial equality.
But he also said Muslims.
All right, I'm just going to stop it right there. Like I said, I will let you judge for yourself. Mr. Obama, he has just said in his opinion, his word of mouth, there's no altering of the video. He has said openly that Christianity has been used for slavery and dehumanization, simply put. And he has said openly that the Muslim people have they have enhanced American society, right? So I will say, I will let you judge for yourself right now. I'm going to move on.
Must end there.
All right. As I said, Daniel 7, verse 25. This is another suspect. He shall speak word against the Most High. So let us see what Trump is saying about God.
If you're a Muslim and you come in, you can come in. Easy. If you're a Christian from Syria, where they cut off your head, where they drown you, where they do things that you're talking about medieval times, this you wouldn't believe. But if you're a Christian from Syria, it's almost impossible. In fact, it is virtually impossible to come into the United States. Okay? And that's the way we have our country now. That's what we've been reduced to. Believe me, I will protect you and I will fight for you. And nobody will fight better and nobody will get.
All right, I'm just going to pause it right there and let you re-record in your mind what was just said by Mr. President Trump. I'm going to play another video.
Most importantly, I brought my Bible. Okay? And, you know, it's First Presbyterian Church, Jamaica, and this was written by my mother with my name, it was a long time ago, with my name, with my address, with everything. In case I lost it, somebody would return it.
All right, I don't think I need to play this video anymore. And I'm just going to skip to the next slide.
No.
All right, so at this point, this might be your reaction now. But I will give you more room to think. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3 to 4, it says, don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against God, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the one who brings destruction. He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call God and every object of worship. He will even sit on a temple of God, claiming that he himself is God. Think about it. And 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3, it said, let no man deceive you, but by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So there is a prophesied falling away of believers in the faith. That's when the man of sin will raise his head. And Ezekiel 2 verse 25 to 26, this is the punishment that God gave when God gave to the people a man of sin because of their evil and selfish desire. He said, then I gave them laws. He gave them laws that were not good and commandments that do not bring life. I want you to pay keen attention to this word. It says, do not bring life. And let them defy themselves with their own offerings and let them sacrifice their firstborn son. This was a punishment given unto the Lord. As I said, play keen focus on these words. Do not bring life, defy themselves. All right, this is the White House during President Obama's term. Yes, colorful, isn't it? It's the White House which turned into a rainbow. And this picture is not edited nor Photoshop. You can go online and look for yourself. I always encourage people, look for yourself. Do not take my word for it. Go and look for yourself. The fact is, they said that the man of perdition, the man of sin, would destroy God's law. And in the 21st century, the color of the rainbow represents homosexuality. And everybody knows about Sodom and Gomorrah, the biblical city that was destroyed because of its lawlessness, right? And the Bible speaks of the Son of Man, just the Antichrist. He will be a man of lawlessness. All right, I'm gonna play this clip. All right, hold on. Obama, a lot of people have come to me and said, you know what? He had no choice but to do this. It was an overwhelming pressure from the government. But I wanted to get it out of his own mouth to see his own opinion on stuff. I will play this clip where Obama offers his opinion on homosexuality and same-sex marriage.
Now, with respect to the issue of whether gays and lesbians should be able to get married, I've spoken about this recently. As I've said, my feelings about this are constantly evolving. I struggle with this. I have friends. I have people who work for me who are in powerful, strong, long-lasting gay or lesbian unions. And they are extraordinary people. And this is something that means a lot to them and they care deeply about. At this point, what I've said is that my baseline is a strong civil union that provides them the protections and the legal rights that married couples have, and I think that, and I think that's the right thing to do.
All right, pause it right there. What did that man just say? He said that is the right thing to do. Basically, like I'm saying, look for yourself. I'm gonna skip to the next slide. Remember in the initial slide I mentioned about life, right? We talk about pro-life and pro-choice. God hates abortion. There's no in and outs about it. God hates abortion. He hates the shedding of innocent blood. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. So, as I said, the man of darkness will change God's law. Let's see what Obama thinks about abortion, Planned Parenthood.
So I'm here, your friends, your neighbors, your family members, what the healthcare law means for them. Make sure they know that if they don't have health insurance, they'll be able to sign up for quality, affordable health insurance starting this fall in an online marketplace where private insurers will compete for their business. Make sure that they know that there are plans out there right now that cover the cost of contraception and preventive care free of charge. We've got to spread the word, particularly among women, particularly among young women, who are the ones who are most likely to benefit from these laws.
All right, enough said right there. Obama has given his opinion on life, right? So I'm just going to skip to the next slide and get more opinion. All right, so Mr. Trump now is going to give his view on what he thinks about life, because it said that the Antichrist would hate life. He will be anti-life. He will be anti-God's law. Let's hear Mr. Trump's opinion.
It is my profound honor to be the first president in history to attend the March for Life. We're here for a very simple reason, to defend the right of every child, born and unborn, to fulfill their God-given potential.
All right, folks. At this point, I know what you're probably thinking, right? And that is why basically I formed these clips, so nobody can say I impose or put in or alter any words, because we live in a generation where people can fabricate fake news, so you're seeing it for yourself. I'm gonna skip to the next clip. All right, on the topic of same-sex marriage, right? Because we know, as I said before, we know what God thinks about marriage, right? And he said that the Antichrist would hate God's law. He will hate marriage. As a matter of fact, he will destroy marriage and create his own definition of marriage. Let's see if Mr. Trump matches the criteria.
Let's talk about same-sex marriage. You said a few years ago that you were evolving on that issue. Where are you?
I'm traditional marriage. It is changing rapidly.
But what do you say?
All right. I just want to hear his little glimpse of what he views on marriage. So Mr. Trump has just said he is for traditional marriage. All right. So I know at this point, this is what a lot of Christians who don't read their Bible is thinking. Because based on the facts that I've presented, we all know who the Antichrist is. Which of these men match this description after Antichrist? I know, because you are not blind. People are not blind. You have, and God has given you the ability to think and discern. But what I realize is we as Christians these days, we love to follow what is fleshly and looks good in our eyes. So God said there will be a generation that calls good evil and evil good. Aha! Mr. Antichrist, Barack Hussein Obama. And this comes at no surprise that this man right here is the prophesied Antichrist, right? And this man is now trying to get more power. The Bible said that the Antichrist shall be defeated, but he will get more power. And from what the sources that we've gotten, which is very reliable, is that this man now wants to be the head of the United States. The UN, that will make him one of the most powerful men in the world, right? And he will further spread his agenda, right? And like I said, it's no contest. Obama is the overwhelming favorite for that Antichrist personality, because, as I said, we know everything about Trump. We know what all the dirt Trump did in his life, because his life has been made public. But what do we know about this guy right here? We know nothing about him, because a lot of his darkness, which is profound, has been covered up by media. Yes, because a lot of these people are part of secret organization who have hidden television network that will cover up whatever their people do. And that's why I'm saying these people are part of a club that we are not invited in, right? And their first, it's the Antichrist is not just the face of Obama, but the Antichrist represents a system. It's a whole system of people who wants to get rid of God's law. Mr. Obama is just one of the faces of the Antichrist system, and there are many others. So I did this just to have people to think. Remember read the book of Revelations, know what the Antichrist is and his agenda. The Antichrist always comes as a sheep, as a wolf in sheep's clothing, an angel of the light. He will disguise himself as good, but inwards he is despicably evil. In what the Spirit of God has shown me as about this man, he lies. Nothing truth comes from his mouth. This man has been propagating racial war and racial tension in America over the years to foster hate, and he lies about everything. So I'm telling you, especially Christians out there, read your Bible, because what I've just presented to you is biblical knowledge. Read the book of Revelation. We are in the book of Revelation. I just want to say that, I just want to say thank you all. You know, if you have any questions, just feel free to inbox us. We will be more than happy